Hey guys, what's up? Let's talk about the changes in balance in Part of the Grounds. I seen some comments of people talking as if these are gonna make much of a difference in gameplay, and actually they're not. I played some private matches with these new balance changes, and the results are pretty much the same as before. The changes are minimal. Main difference is that now I cannot use the pistol because they nerfed it. The pistol became a viable ranged weapon to use, which we don't even have that many. We don't have many options. It's either the bow or the pistol, pretty much. I mean, you can throw the combo stick, but it's not the same thing. So we don't even have that many ranged weapons. When they buffed the plasma pistol, it was great because we had another weapon option to use. But now they nerfed it. The damage from 67.5 to 54, which is just bad. I mean, the damage of the bow is 57, so it's less than the damage of the average like bow shot, not even the charge one or the headshot. So it's better to just use the bow. The only advantage of the pistol now is that there is no ammo on it; it's just infinite ammo. But the clip size decreases from 8 to 6. Sure, it has a faster fire rate, but I barely notice a difference. It's just not worth it, in my opinion, from the looks of it, from the stats. I just went back to the bow. I'm not gonna even think about the pistol. It's just a disappointment that iPhonics just has so little understanding about their own game, and they're just so bad at making decisions. They just make things worse. It's just iPhonic. Like, I don't expect. I mean, it would be better for them to not touch it at all. Like, their changes are garbage. How can they think that decreasing the plasma pistol damage is like necessary when they don't touch like the fighting weapons? They do insane damage. Like, how about the fighting pistol, the fighting sniper? Those are overpowered, clearly overpowered, as I showcased in many videos. But the plasma pistol of the Predator is an issue. Like, they are just so dumb. Like, even like if they were to nerf a Predator weapon, it should probably be the smart disc because it's like the strongest weapon in the game. If you can have a sensitivity to turn it around fast, it not only did, I mean, not anymore because the plasma caster probably does more damage now, but it used to be the weapon that could do the most amount of damage. You can do it multiple hits, like of that maximum amount of damage. It had the highest amount of damage of the game for the Predator, and you could do multiple hits with the smart disc. So instead of nerfing that, they nerfed the plasma piece. So it doesn't make sense. Combi and bow are still the same, which I'm going to be using like as normal. I know that the smart disc depends on you having the devices to turn it around fast, so I know that it's not going to be available for everyone, but for the average Joe, you're just going to have to go back to using the combo stick and the bow if you want to go for the most efficient Predator build. Plasma caster, which was after the smart disc the most efficient Predator weapon to use, is not better now. It's actually, overall, I think it's going to be worse. As I tested in this private games I'm going to be showing in the video, the lack of splash damage makes it much harder, especially for the quick shots. The quick shots are almost useless now. They relied mostly on splash damage, and since it was lowered, they do way little damage. It just is not enough. Like, you're just gonna lose like encounters against the fighting because the fighting damage is still high, and your splash damage is not enough. In the ground game, it's terrible for the Predator. It's like they want the Predator to stay more in the branches. Maybe that's why they increased the speed, which I don't even know if that is intentional. That could be just a bug. But Predator is even more being forced to stay in the branches and do charged shots. And the problem is that the charged shots, unless you do a direct hit, which does more damage now, they increase the damage from 120 to 140, that is base damage, without downrange or analytic or stalker or anything. So you have to get direct hits, which I did get direct hits in these matches a few times, and I was able to one-shot people, but it's situational. You won't be able to get those direct hits every single time because you have to time it out by the time that the plasma is gonna thrive, because it's a projectile. So you have to aim into the future. You have to aim by the direction, by the location where the fighting is gonna be by the time you reach there, and that is not always like that effective because sometimes the fighting can just turn around at the last second, and so it's not gonna work. And a good fighting like this one is always gonna be in movement, so it's gonna be hard for you to get direct hits because if they move a little bit away from where they know that you're gonna be aiming and try to shoot at them, there you only get splash damage, and the splash damage is lower now. So overall, it's more of a nerf. It's a double-edged sword, which I think it just may just make things worse, to be honest. I think that splash damage was overall better, especially against fighting players. They just want to hide inside the buildings. Oh, but the 3 movement is bad. You can do the charged shots more safely because you move faster. Well, first of all, a good fighting is still gonna hit you. Doesn't matter if you're moving faster or not. They can still snipe you, they can still shoot you. And it's only 2 sniper shots to knock your mask off, and if they knock your mask off, the charged shots are not gonna hit anything because you need your mask. So it's just not really worth it. A good fighting is still gonna hit you in the branches, and It's not every single map or location in the maps that allow you to take advantage of the trees. In Overgrowth that I play private games, sure, it's fine. But in other maps like the Railed, Airstrip, there's huge areas which with the rooftops, there are no branches to use there. Like, you know, the Predator needs ground game. The Predator needs to come up close. Or use the Smart Disc, which I think that's like the only option. Because coming up close to do quick plasma shots, the plasma spamming that people cry about, is not that effective anymore. Because the damage of the splash damage is lower. So in many maps, it's just gonna make it much worse for the Predator, especially like Headquarters. Like the Headquarters was always a death trap for the Predators. So what, like the splash damage is just lower. If the Fire Team wants to stay inside, like there is nothing the Predator can do to counter. Like if the Fire Team is like inside buildings doing the mission, the Predator doesn't have a very good option to use the splash damage to make them get out. Like it's just bad. Terrible decision by Iphonic. Getting the red hits takes more skill, sure. But I mean, they're like making it playing Predator so hard. You need to like get the red hits with projectile based weapons, the combat stick, the bow, the plasma, in order to get damage. While with the Fire Team, you have hit scan weapons that can hit you across the map and do insane damage. It's just a bad decision, and the game overall is not better at all. Oh, but the movement feels better, the leaps feel better. Oh, like now it's harder for snipers to hit you while you leap. Not if they are very good snipers. That's what they don't get. You know. So anyway, here's the build that I use in these matches. I decided to put high advantage just to test since now I'm gonna be staying more in the branches because they increase the speed there. If it could help me a little bit, because now I'm moving faster. Maybe with the damage reduction at the branches, it could help him a little bit. It didn't. Really didn't make much of a difference. Don't use this perk alone. With Impenetrable, it can be good, but that's like more of a wolf build that I showed before. On Celtic, to be honest, I think I should have put Medic or Large Punch instead. You can try to charge the plasma more often from the branches, but a good fighting is always going to be movement. They're going to be able to know where you... After one shot, they're going to know which branch they're going to be doing this from. And so they're going to start shooting at you. They can all damage you. The damage is just way too high. High advantage is good in like a 1v1, but when there are multiple fighting players shooting at you, it's not going to be enough. Just not enough. So overall in the balance, nothing really changed in practice. Not that much. Only difference now is that the plasma pistol is not viable anymore. And the caster is more tricky to use and take advantage of. Actually, it changed for two worse, to be honest. The increase in movement speed in the branches is not enough for to improve the leap. Which sure, it's an improvement, but it doesn't, like, it just is not worth it. The trade-off is not worth it, you know. The changes are not that significant, but were mostly for the worse. Sure, I can go around this like I can. And in most matches, if you're playing against potatoes, they just stand around doing nothing. You can get direct hits with the plasma very easily. Like, they don't move, they revive in front of you. So, like, it's very easy. But in private games, I think that it's mostly for the worse, in my opinion, from what I tested there. If you're just gonna go for the combi bow gameplay, like, it won't change much. But if you're someone that uses more plasma like I did, it's just trickier now. It's just like a bigger trade-off. Like, you get a direct hit, you're gonna one-shot a guy for sure. But if you don't do that, it's not gonna be worth it, you know. So I think that overall, the Predator is still in a big disadvantage against the